Harry Maguire cost Manchester United 80 million quid and he can't even tackle. This vid's over. So FIFA 21 has landed and I know for a fact that you want a sweaty team. So if you head over to Yoha right now, link in description and use my discount code Gonth, you'll get a discount. So today we're going to be taking a look at a full team of players who were the biggest waste of money. And we're not on about this season, we're on about of all time. There's Premier League players, there's Spanish players, there's even some of your favourite players. If you want to get pack luck like this week, all you got to do is like this video and subscribe to my channel right now. And honestly, you're going to pack an icon tomorrow. Literally, if you subscribe to my channel, you're going to pack an icon. It's that simple. But yeah, where do we start in this video, Gonth? Where should we start? Where should we? Kepa! He stinks! A pure AIDS! Now, I'm not one to put players down. Psych, that's all I ever do is put players down. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest with you. He's a pile of just dirt on the floor. I want to swear, but I can't anymore because I won't get paid. But yeah, Kepa is, I don't know what his second name is. No one calls him by his second name. He's the biggest waste of space that Chelsea have ever invested in. The goalkeeper cannot make a single save. He's always the brunt of the mistakes. He makes mistakes constantly. And he cost Chelsea 80 million quid. Like, where did they find that price tag from? Was Abramovich just, you know, having a few lagers down the pub one day and all of a sudden he went, oh, you know, I've heard of this new Spanish Donny, you know. He's quite young, his name's Kepa. When you heard his name was Kepa, instantly that should have been alarm bells rang. Oh, I mean, who's called Kepa? Guy sounds like an idiot. But yeah, 80 million quid and have done nothing but cause Chelsea absolute problems. Unfortunately, Kepa, yeah, he's going to start us off with possibly the biggest waste of money ever spent on a goalkeeper in the Premier League. And Manchester United fans, you want to strap your seatbelt in today because this video is not going to please you. When you see how much money that you've actually wasted on players over the years, you're not going to appreciate it. Victor Lindelof. Now, I didn't want to roast this guy. I was going to take it easy on him, but if you just look at the size of his head, how could I not roast this guy? I mean, he's just absolutely done nothing for Manchester United. They sold Chris Smalling, and they brought in Victor Lindelof as his replacement to sort of, you know, take the defence by storm. And I'm not being funny, they're already looking to get rid of him. I was reading the papers the other day, they're looking for his replacement already. This guy cost Manchester United 35 mil, plus an extra 10 mil in add-ons. Can somebody tell me where on earth this Swedish plonker got that price tag from? I know, you know, prices are inflated and stuff nowadays and, you know, you're going to have to pay a little bit extra. But I mean, the guy, Victor Lindelof, who is he? And why was he this expensive? He's done nothing. Manchester United's defence at the moment, as we all know, is in tatters. And I just feel he is doing nothing. You can call me harsh all you want, but bro, you're looking at about 45 mil worth of player there. And yeah, we're still with Manchester United because Alexis Sanchez was possibly one of top 5. There's a lot of players that Manchester United have brought in that have been bad, but I mean, Sanchez was top 5. He was the best player in the world at one point, if you ask me, or he was top 3 in the world when he played for Arsenal. That 2016 or 15 season, I don't know what it was, when he was just... He was pretty much sensational. You're probably seeing a goal or something that Sanchez scored, but the guy was unstoppable, wasn't he? Then he made this move to Manchester United. And let me just read you out what Manchester United were paying Alexis Sanchez, the Donny that wasn't playing any games, wasn't scoring any goals. In fact, there was times when he wasn't even on the bench. They were paying him £391,000 a week, with an extra 75 grand a week on top of that every game he plays, and an annual 1.1 million signing on fee. Like, do you know what? Go and buy a new Bugatti. Go and buy yourself a new house because here's an extra 1.1 mil just because you signed for us. Never mind. That's not even talking about how much they paid for him. You want to know what Alexis Sanchez did for Manchester United after being paid almost 18 mil a year? Do you know what Alexis Sanchez did for Manchester United? He scored 5 goals in the whole time he was there in 45 games. So the guy only took part in 45 appearances for Manchester United and scored 5 goals. Let that sink in, United. And tell me that's not one of the worst signings in Premier League history after how good he was for Arsenal as well. And I know by this point you're probably thinking he's just picking on us. And a few of you might have even clicked off the video because I know this is just pure going at Manchester United. But boys, we have to address what's going on at Manchester United. These bad signings. Harry Maguire from Leicester. 80 mil. Good player for Leicester, obviously, clearly. Got himself this £80 million price tag. Has come to Manchester United. And in my opinion, he's done absolutely nothing. He's the captain of England. He's the captain of Manchester United. Can somebody please explain to me how you can play as bad as Harry Maguire has played on the pitch for Manchester United? He has to take blame. They lost 6-1 the other day. 6-1 to Tottenham. You cannot tell me that Harry Maguire is a good defender, and Lindelof. You just can't tell me that these are good players. 80 mil and you bled 6. Can I just ask you this question, lads? As Manchester United, I know you're listening to this and I know you're watching this. Would Ferdinand or Vidic had let 6 go past them against Tottenham? Barcelona, okay, Real Madrid, maybe it's happened before. I don't even think that's happened. If Manchester United, did they ever let 6 in with Vidic and Ferdinand were defended? I don't think so. But Harry Maguire, you've got this big price on your head, mate. You're the captain. You're the England captain. You're everyone loves you. I don't know why. And it's just not happening. Harry Maguire has to be one of the worst defensive just shambles that Manchester United have ever invested in, because it isn't working. Ladies and gentlemen, leave your comments in the comments below. I dare somebody to tell me that this has been a good investment by Real Madrid. Originally it was reported that you paid 100 mil, but apparently you paid 160 million euros for Hazard. The guy has scored 1 goal in 594 minutes played for Real Madrid, and he's had 2 assists every 297 minutes. 160 mil. 160 mil, you know? It must just get to that stage at some point when you're a manager, or you're the president, or you're the owner of the club, and you're thinking to yourself, we paid all this money for this guy, he's had a lot of time, and he's doing nothing. There's just nothing happening. Real Madrid's biggest problem is they're constantly looking for that Ronaldo. They're constantly looking for that fat Ronaldo, the next David Beckham, the next... There's just so many players to keep going on about. Even the next Benzema. Benzema's been well for... He's always done good for Real Madrid, but they just can't seem to find it. It didn't really happen with Bale. It didn't happen with James Rodriguez. It didn't happen with Hazard. It hasn't happened with so many players at Real Madrid where if they've just complete and utterly flopped. Maybe they bought Michael Owen, Adebayor. Like, just what on earth are Real Madrid thinking at times? But it just doesn't work, and I feel Hazard, as great as a player as he is and was for Chelsea and would be if he probably came back to the Premier League, it isn't ever going to work for him at Real Madrid. And that is one of the biggest wastes of money possible. 160 odd mil, you know? All you got to do is see this miss, and then you realise, okay, Chelsea messed up here. This is... They must have... Oh, we've messed up badly here. Abramovich is sat there like, oh God, we've done it again. We've invested in an absolute plonker. They paid £60 million for Morata. The guy scored 5 goals since he was at Chelsea. It's just, and he's a striker. Like, it's just disgusting. It's just unacceptable. But I think buying Morata was always a dodgy one. Morata isn't an Eden Hazard. He isn't a James Rodriguez. He isn't one of these top players that you really do think, yo, he's gonna score loads of goals. He's just quite a good hold-up guy. He's never been the best player in the world, but for 60 mil, you've got to do more than 5 goals. I just feel they messed up with Morata, and for Chelsea are the biggest money wasters, I'll be honest. Like, they do it, but they're not as bad as Man United, Real Madrid, etc. But I feel Morata, I think you've got to agree with me, lads, it was a waste of money. Now, I know you're all screaming at me, Gonth, where's the Arsenal players? You're such a biased football fan. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But point blank, honestly now, Pepe stinks of my bum. After I've been to the toilet, after a fat curry, after visiting a sick Indian. It stinks, basically, you get the point, but 77 odd mil or whatever it was somewhere, it was in the 70s, and he is done Scooby-Doo. I think, in fact, he doesn't even, he's being replaced. We're bringing in youngsters now. You got Reece Nelson running one side. You've got, what's the other guy? Saka running the other side. Like, Winnie Pepe just, he isn't really going to play much, is he? He's not that good. He just isn't. It is what it is. I've never been impressed with him. I've seen a few little moments of when you just think, okay, there's a bit of flair there, but he never has the finishing thing. He take a 1 or 2, then he just loses the ball. But yeah, we messed up with Pepe, man, and we're never going to recoup any of that money back again because his price tag has gone down the drain. I couldn't even see him going for 45 now, and we paid 70, 80 odd mil for him. Manchester United are back again. Are back again. The worst money spenders in history, Manchester United. They have to be. Lukaku, 70 mil. It was always a risky one, Lukaku. He's good. He's good. That's as far as it's gonna go. He's not world class, he's good. So when you're paying big money for a good player, there's a good chance it's gonna go wrong. It's one of those ones where he scored a lot of goals. He actually scored like 15 odd goals in one season. He scored goals for Manchester United. I think he scored over 20 goals since when he was at Man United. He scored goals. He knew he's always gonna score goals. He's young, he's hungry, and he's strong as an ox. The problem is Manchester United paid £72 million for him. Now for £72 million, you want absolute, you want a player that everyone is going crazy for. The kids want him on the back of your shirt. Like, he's doing things that you're just mind blown by. He missed a lot of easy chances, that was the problem. He moaned a lot, and there was things that I just don't think it worked out at Man United. I don't think he was happy at Man United. That's obviously why he ended up going to Inter. I don't think it worked out. But clearly, if it worked out, he would still be there, but like I said, he scored goals, unlike Eden Hazard with bloody one goal and all that. You know what I mean? Lukaku did something. He put the ball in the back of the net, but I just don't think for 72 mil, staying there for 2 seasons, it goes down as a waste of money. Let me introduce you guys to a guy you might never have heard of for Barcelona. You might even not know that he played for Barcelona. Ousmane Dembélé. The 5-star skill, 5-star weak foot, absolute useless player. It's the best adjective I'm able to use without swearing. Useless player. Okay, let me just break this down. Barcelona paid 135 mil for him. Unbelievable player, Dembélé. We all know that. Like, he's a French god. They loved him. Young, super talent, and we thought he's gonna go to Barcelona and he's going to be great. He's gonna be the next Messi. He's gonna be the next great player, and maybe even another like Samuel Eto'o. You never know, like, what we're gonna get from that. No, he scored 1 goal. I think he scored 1 goal in his whole career at Barcelona. As a left wing, it's not good enough. Barcelona are probably one of the best teams in the world when it comes to not wasting money. Like, every player that Barcelona have ever played big money for, like your Ibrahimovic's, your Thierry Henry's, any sort of player, even like, obviously, Ronaldinho, any player that they've ever bought in has done absolute bits for them and have become a Barcelona great. Like, have done really well. Even Isaac Johnson had a decent career there. But Dembélé is not worked for him at all. Like, he's come in, he's been absolutely garbage. He's done nothing. He's only young as well. He should be full of energy. He's done nothing. And unfortunately, it goes down as one of the biggest wastes of money because he is no longer worth 135 mil. Of course, once again, another Manchester United god, Falcao, we all know at the time was the best striker in the world. There was no one touching him. He was incredible, Falcao. He had that outrageous season where it was silly what he was doing. He was scoring 4 or 5 goals a game, every game. It was just outrageous. It was just on point. Manchester United, of course, came in and was like, oh, we're going to pay 45 mil for him. They put him on 270 odd grand a week. He was on a ridiculous amount of money. He was on huge bonus fees if he scored goals as well. I don't even think he scored for Manchester United. I think he might have scored 1 goal. He did absolutely nothing. And before you knew it, they moved him straight on. He was out of there straight away. Don't get me wrong, since he's been at Man United, he's moved on and done half decent. But oh my God, like, wow. That has to be one of the most, I want to say worst decisions Manchester United have made, but I've already showed you 5 different bad mistakes they've made already in the last 4 years. So Falcao's just another one to the list. And Liverpool, don't think you've escaped today's video either, because you've got the king, the god, the icon, Andy Carroll, and his 37 pace, his 1 leg. I think the only thing Andy Carroll has that works for him is his forehead, because that's what he does best. But oh my goodness, great player for Newcastle, always has been. Great hold-up man, great player for West Ham, goal scorer. When you're playing for dead teams, as soon as he went to a top team like Liverpool for 50 mil, which 50 mil back, what was it, 10, over 10, 2010. Over 10, yeah, no, 2009 I think it was. So 2010, yeah, so 10 years ago. 50 mil was a lot. He did nothing. Nothing. He was actually falling over a lot. He kept falling over himself. Andy Carroll was the most expensive British player of all time at the time. He scored 11 goals in the whole time that he was at Liverpool, and they lost £20 million on him. Like, straight up, it just went down the toilet. They sold him to West Ham and they lost a solid 20 mil. Can you imagine how you would feel losing that much on an investment that you've just made for the club? Over £100 million have been wasted in money. And you look at them right there. 100 million,